5 bottles of Chris and break the bottle and push the throttle. I got 5 model chicks. 5 bottles of Chris and break the bottle and push the throttle. I got 5 model chicks. 5 bottles of Chris and.
How do you think, someone who's had to deal with so much personal death in their life, where does your strength come from? Because you're still, in my opinion, a successful father, a successful in your business, you're successful you're seeking joy in life. Where does this come from that you can do this? Because I don't even know if I could. I'd be in the same place if the same things had occurred.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, because a lot of people are like, how are you so strong? How are you so this? How are you so that? They don't get to see the bad parts when I'm at home, and I may be in tears, or I give a lot of creds to my family, my wife, who walked me through the whole process. But you have the song, Girl Like You, where the lyrics go, there are days and nights I feel like I could cry. There are days and nights I feel like I could die. Those are few and far between, but nonetheless they happen. But in going up to it, there's so many things that happened before my father's death and then my brother's murder that I did due to my own depression and anxiety. I was extremely depressed. In about 2011, it just kind of hit me out of nowhere. I hated my job, number one. I was overworked, and things at home were starting to collapse. In my first marriage, I became extremely depressed, and I signed up for this meditation course. It's called Healing Through Transcendental Meditation. I was kind of at the end of my ropes. The doctors had given me an antidepressant. Things like that didn't help. It just made me feel numb to the world. I was initiated into the Transcendental Meditation program. Coming from a Catholic Christian background, I did a lot of research on it before I was initiated into the actual official Transcendental Meditation program, and saw that people from all faiths do it. Christian,
it's not a religion.
Judaism. Yeah, it's not a religion. It's just a practice. It's just a practice. And then the Beatles do it. There's several celebrities that do it, but that's not the reason I did it. I just found that other people practice transcendental meditation too, and I've kind of got out of the practice a little bit, which I'm going to get back into it. But you meditate 20 minutes a day, twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, ideally. If you can't get those 2 sessions in a day, just do one session of maybe 10 minutes, because in the hustle bustle world, when I first started doing it, I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot to meditate today. But meditation, that practice, it builds over time. I really don't know how to explain it, but that's why I give a lot of creds to just Eastern philosophies. I used to be so close-minded. If you would have mentioned meditation to me like 15 years ago, I would have never tried it. I would have never gone to New York City. I was such an introverted person. I didn't even want to talk to people. For me to just start doing things and getting out of my shell a little bit was very transformational to me. And then I did a lot of jobs, like work in the ER, where I saw people with their heads blown off come into the ER. I was a respiratory therapist for a few years. That's what I went to school for initially. So here I am, this 22-year-old kid. I wasn't practicing meditation yet, but I was in this environment where you're sitting there 1 minute, and all of a sudden you get a page that, okay, gunshot wounds coming in 5 minutes. You get ready for it. Or sometimes there's no warning. Somebody comes in with their head blown off. So I've seen a lot of death. I've seen a lot of trauma. And I give creds to healthcare workers right now, because when you're in that hospital, it's a whole nother planet. The outside world almost doesn't exist. When you're working that 12-hour shift at Hendrick Medical Center, you're in all that exists there is what's going on. And mindfulness and transcendental meditation pretty much transformed my life. It's easier said than done, because when I get out of that mentality of being mindful, of being in the moment, like right here, I'm pretty in the moment right now and I feel good, but I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about what happened yesterday. I'm here with you guys, with the great Radar 3, the great Jimmy Ninja, Chaikong, and and that's all that matters. And
I'm also a big proponent. Mine was through martial arts, of course. I for many years practiced the fighting. It was all about the fighting. 30 different ways to do a triangle choke. But I began to be more interested in what made a martial artist a real master of himself. Sometimes I think the Western ideology or thoughts are that you're like the master and a slave. No, it's not about. It's about mastering the self, which meditation is a huge part of. I believe that Jesus meditated. I believe he prayed and he meditated. I believe that meditation is used among world-class athletes because it is effective and it works. I recently just got back from Dallas where I did my final doctoral exam for my quantum energetic psychology and sciences.
Wow.
And I'm so proud of, because even my book, it kind of, I started, as I began to want to get more into I started asking the why. Why are we like this? Why is culture like this? Why am I like this? Trying to heal myself from the things that were not getting me the results I wanted out of life. And I started to make some amazing discoveries. One I want to mention now, just because you mentioned meditation, and there was a study that Dr. Joe Espinoza did over meditation and the immune system, which is why this is such a powerful comment, given the pandemic situation that's going on around the world right now. And that was that the IgA in the body, which attacks viruses and attacks foreign substances in the body, which makes you sick. When that number is diminished, you are more likely to become ill. You're more likely to be susceptible to the flu and to all the other things that go around. And one of the reasons why I have been completely free of any of these things is because I practice not only that meditation practice every day, and I'm high plant based and just overall healthy. My immune system is it's very high. But that IgA, they did a study where these people did 10-minute meditation, like you just said, for 3 days, and their IgA levels rose by over 40% in their body.
Wow.
And this was just 3 days.
Wow.
Imagine if this was a practice that most people did. But in the 3D, where most people exist, it's all about the pill. It's all about the injection. It's all about the washing and the coughing and I've been around everybody. I've had my kids in my face, all these seasons. But this is something that's not just this last year or two. This is something that many years.
Oh, yeah.
I got a little bit of a sinus thing when my father passed, and I knew exactly why, and I expected it because I knew that it was going to be hard to maintain that level of focus, and because we are energetic beings. This is not some spiritual mumbo jumbo talk. It has been proven by science that we give off an electrical charge, that we are sharing energy and with other living organisms, and that we are this transmitter in life that is picking up signals. It's why some people can know things that they shouldn't know, because we're not just in a 3D world of hearing things, the 5 senses. The other senses are real too, but you have to develop these things. For some people it's natural, some people are born into this, but a lot of people you have to train. I've noticed that my abilities have grown through training. The more I've gotten focused, the more meditation, the less toxic my body is, the more the clarity of the system is able to transduce messages. And think about a record player and all that stuff. What is it? What's putting that song on that record? It's going through a message. Where's Wi-Fi at? All these people that don't believe in the mysteries of the universe, which to many
it's
people
a transmitter. There's frequencies.
Yet you believe in your phone. Your phone works, and the Wi-Fi, and the satellites, and your satellite TV.
It's a frequency.
But you don't believe in why? Because there is a part, like I said, the they out there who want us to be at war with each other. They do not want us to be self-empowered.